So this is my Moodle site that I built as a part of ETech565. It's ELL, Continuing the Conversation. So this is for English language learners, and it's designed as a blended learning environment to extend upon what we start in class. Now, these students wouldn't have necessarily done any online learning before, so we do have some content-specific vocabulary to make sure that that part's being covered. As a part of this course, I did a lot of play in other areas as well, so I created this cartoon in ToonDo, learned how to do the audio and attach that. I won't play the audio, but it does just basically just read along with what is in the cartoon. And I also managed to make each of these icons and then embed them onto my splash page here. We've got some of my favorite resources for language learners on the side, and then each of these will anchor to the respective units. Now, before we look at introductions, and where students would introduce themselves, my icons have disappeared there, but they would go to the news forum, where they'd read a little bit of etiquette. So although they are digital natives, they would not necessarily have the academic side of online expectations. So we want to teach them a little bit of online responsibility here. So then from there, they've got a place where they can ask general questions, technical problems. They can say, Mrs. Rader, help! I can't do whatever it is that they can't do. Student Helping Students Forum, great place for me to be able to see where they're having their problems, but primarily as an area for them to troubleshoot and collaborate and have a little bit of a constructive environment. They, of course, know that I'd be able to see all of that, which is great. I'll know exactly which of their other courses they'll need help in. Introductions, welcome to Moodle. This links to my department page at school. And then we all have a story. This is another one of the tools that I used during ETech565, Roxio Photo Show. I did use the free version, and I did not pay for my creation, so it's since gone, but it did last for some time, and I was able to embed it into Moodle, which was great, and did a little link for Flash for students that would have technical difficulty with that. But it lasted a little longer than it should have. It was great to have it there for a little while. And it was great to learn how to do it. From there, that would be my introduction, and then students would take a moment to introduce themselves. So my video ends up being a little bit of brain fodder for them. And we'll go back to it. Just a wee bit of a scroll up on there, back to introductions, and we'll skip down to journals. Journals, of course, are very important. I've got instructions and then a reflective journal. And I'm going to go right down to vocabulary. I've created a wiki for them and started them off with an idiom. Oftentimes the students have similar vocabulary that they're struggling with, so then they can click edit and they can add their new words, and together we would basically create a class dictionary. Save that. My primary focus was the essays and writing unit. It gives them wiki instructions, how to do it, what's expected, a little link back to the home page, and then I would break them into two groups here, give them an essay where they can collaboratively, constructively go through and edit this. So a brief essay, they can click edit, go in here, make the comments they deem necessary. If one of us does it at one time and the one comes in another time, we can track that and make corrections to each other's work, all in a friendly environment. And I should have a link directly back to the essay and writing unit there. Essay instructions, they do their February essays, and the debate instructions. So they would take everything that they had learned and move that into persuasive writing and into a speech where they would get their oral language and also their critical thinking skills. So using that same how to preserve the heritage and a little bit of example on how they might handle that debate situation. Great oral language practice for a language learner. There are some quizzes and some other things that are built in here and hidden, and of course chat rooms to keep things fun and light and collaborative for the students. So that was pretty much it. Great fun. I just wish I could use it. Still waiting for Siri to get it, but I love Moodle and it's still one of my favorites. Thanks for visiting it.